It's summer, it's hot, and I want shorts. But not just any shorts, I want shorts that actually fit. So in today's video, I am going to go through the process of altering a trouser block pattern to make it fit my curves. I'm sure many people can sympathise with my situation. I don't know who shorts are designed to fit that you buy in shops. The two biggest problems that I have are getting the booty to waist ratio correct, because if, like me, you are rather blessed in the behind area, you will know you cannot get shorts or pants or anything like that to fit you. The other problem is, and how should I describe this, when the crotchural region eats the shorts as you walk. I do have some theories as to why this happens. I'm assuming it's to do with excess fabric somewhere, but we'll see. We will do some tests. So let's head over and look at the pattern. Right, well, regular viewers of the channel will know that I do already have a block pattern for shorts that was made quite a few years ago now, and bodies change, so it is time to update it. Rather than just showing how I alter my existing block, I am taking it right back to the beginning so I can show you from scratch the steps I take to make a block pattern fit my lower half. So to start off with, I have got a very basic trouser pattern from, this is patterncoz.com. It was on Etsy, and we've just got your standard one dart on the front, one dart at the back. Two things that are coming to my mind straight away when I look at this pattern is I'm thinking that these are going to be very high rise on me, too much. And if we look at the back, this angle here, that's not going to be enough for me. I'm sure anybody who has got a larger behind will probably know that you're either going to have a massive gap at the back, or your butt's going to be eating the fabric. One of the two. There is generally no in between. With this, I think I'm going to be getting a combination of butt eating fabric, and then the back coming like practically to my bra line. So let's make a mock-up. I'm just going to use an old sheet, because this is just to get an idea of what we're working with. Okay, usually if something fit this badly, I wouldn't show it in a video. But the point of this video is how to make a basic block fit you. Oh dear. The thing is, the measurements that were on like the chart are actually quite spot on, and they are my measurements, but the proportions are wrong. So we can actually see, like, this doesn't fasten, but the issue isn't my belly. The issue is here, because you can see that the side seam is tilting all the way back, because there's just not enough fabric here to cover me. The other issue is that I'm wearing these shorts. This is my waistline, and yeah, it's quite a bit out. So again, this is an issue where there's just not enough fabric to get over. if this area was a little bit flatter, then this bit would be able to pull all the way up and it would fasten around the waist. It's also quite tight around my hips here, and there's some nonsense going on around here. There's quite a few drag marks. So first thing I need to do is cut open this side seam and then add some fabric so that this seam can actually be on the side and not tilted backwards. Then we can work out what exactly is going on in the front. My little mic died, because of course it did. But we're doing better, we're doing better. The side seam is on the side. I added a big panel on each side and that has tipped the angle. So not bad. We do, however, have problems at the front. So we've got this as a V, which tells me that I need more fabric to bring this up, but not by just extending this, because then we'll still have all these problems. I'm pretty sure what I need to do is scoop that out a bit more to bring everything up. Same with the back, because yeah, we've got problems. It's hitting nowhere near my waist. So we need to scoop out the back, give more room to go around, and then we're going to need to bring in the darts so that they actually meet my waist. So I am going to head over and do all that on the paper pattern so you can see what I mean. Right, I just want to show you something, because I wasn't going to film this just because I was trying to work out how to film it and make it YouTube friendly. But as you can see, this line is now straight and some of the wrinkling is gone, which tells me that the little thing that I did has worked to some extent. Most of my problems here, I think, is in the thighs, so I need to let them out a tad. But the big thing that I did, as you can see, my side seams are now matching up, apart from a little bit here, and the back is higher. What I did is, on the part of the pattern where it curves like that, I cut into it and then pulled everything up. This is how I'm going to get my measurement for how much I need to do the scoopy scoop. Getting that measurement is another thing. I have my tape measure, and what I basically need to do is kind of squat and then measure from the front to see how much it's kind of stretched out. I mean, how much can you to do that? You can, no, I think that's very, no, it's not YouTube friendly. But yeah, basically I have cut a hole under here and then that's kind of widened. And I'm going to measure the distance between the front bit and the back bit. Right, I did my squat and I measured the gap. That's given me 6 inches. So that's quite a bit, and I was actually kind of expecting that from looking at my old pattern. But yeah, I need to add this to the paper pattern. Okay, so onto the paper pattern. There's not going to be that much that I'm doing to the front piece because most of it lined up. The only thing I'm going to be doing is extending this by an inch. I'm not too worried about that extending this width too much because I needed a little bit extra in the thigh anyway. Right, that is the front piece for now. I suspect I will have to shorten them a little bit, but I want to work out, I'm sorry if there's a dog barking, it's the neighbours. Yeah, I suspect I'm going to have to shorten them a little bit, but I want to wait until the general fit is sorted out before I work out how much I need to shorten it. So, on to the next piece. Right, this is where things are going to get interesting, because I need to add 5 inches onto this bit. I should move things up a bit. Yeah, so I need to add 5 inches here, but, ooh, crumb. But if I just add 5 inches here, I'm also going to be adding 5 inches here, which I don't want because that is going to make them way too baggy in the legs. So what we do, we scoop. I don't mind it coming out like an inch here, but we need to get our 4 inches by cutting in this way. Then what we do to make up the difference is add those 4 inches back onto this side. That way we've still got the correct width going across, but then we have also got the correct amount of scoop going in like that. For a lot of people, you're not gonna need that amount. This is just how much I've worked out that I need. And I've said it before, I've said it so many times, and it is so important. Don't be worried if your pattern ends up not looking like a commercial pattern, because commercial patterns are designed to fit I don't know who, some very lucky people, but not everybody is going to be that shape. Some people, like myself, are gonna need like a big angle here, and that's just the way it is. So let's start adding. Now I'm going to go from where my grain line is, because that is like through the center. So I will use that as a guide to just work out how I'm going to add these 4 inches. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's not too bad actually. And then I'm going to add another inch onto this side. Right, I am going to actually freehand this and then tidy it up later. Right, and then I'm just talking to myself. Right, I'm going to add some paper to the other side. Right, and I want to add that to there. That was like literally exactly the right amount of paper. Now that I've got this, I need to kind of even it out, make it into a bit more of a curve. I can bring it out this way and take some out of the dart as well. In fact, I think I might do 2 darts. I also wanted to take a 1/2 inch off this one as well. So Now, I realise that this is a very extreme angle, but I'm going to go with it for the moment and make another mock-up. That way I can work out how much of this I can get rid of and use the mock-up like spread out on here to shape that bit properly. Okay, it was annoying me just how extreme that line was. So I filled that in and smoothed it out, and I've added the inch to that side as well as a bit more. And I am going to curve this inch in more and then take it off from that side. And I think we should be good. Right, now time to make a mock-up. Okay, so we are looking much better. We've got a nice straight line across here. We do still have a few little drag marks here, and I think I know why. We got a problem in the back. Not sure how much I can show because of YouTube. If the next bit gets cut, it's because I've decided not to risk it. Yeah, we've got quite the wedgie problem going on in the back. We're not dipping down at the back anymore, but that's because the excess fabric is getting lost somewhere else. We also still have quite a bit loose at the back, so that could afford to be brought in the darts a little bit. So I have got two options to try and fix this. I can try slashing it across here and seeing how much that releases what goes on there. Well, because what I don't want is to have this riding really, really high. The other thing I can try is popping the crotch seam going this way and seeing if that gets rid of the problem. I'm more inclined to do this one first because I've got seam allowances, so I can quite easily put it back together if it doesn't resolve the problem. Okay, so releasing the crotch has completely fixed the front. I'm not getting those drag marks across here now, unless I actually physically pull them and make them. Like standing straight. Yep, we're good. Still got a nice straight line here, and in the back we're not getting a full-on wedgie. We've still got a little tiny bit of tightness, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. So what that tells me is I need to add not that much, maybe like, because when I feel the seam allowances are just touching, so I need to add about an inch. And I think I also need to slash across here, open that up to give me maybe another inch, I'd say, and then that's good. Then just tighten this up. I might need to lower the back down again to make up for what I've added through here, just because, yeah, this is parallel, so if I open that up, it's going to add some more here, so I need to bring that down. I'm not going to worry about adding to the hips when I add to that bit, purely because I do have a reasonable amount here. I've got quite a lot of baggy excess fabric here, so what I want to do is pin some of this off so that I've got a bit more shaping, and then we've essentially got a dart. So what I can do is see if it is possible to make this into a dart and swing it up and take it out of some of the darts at the top, and then we will see what we can do to take out the remainder going down. Okay, so as discussed, what we need to do is we need to take another inch out of here, and like I said, I'm going to leave this because this is already a tad baggy anyway. The other thing that I'm going to do is I am going to cut it across here and then just open it up by another inch and then take that inch off the top. So I'm going to start off by drawing in some lines so I know where I'm at. I'm cutting from the wrong side. Had it right the first time. Before I try taking anything away from here, I will do another mock-up with it like this, and then I can reevaluate. Something that I will do though is alter these darts a tad. So you are 2 1/4. Right, so I'm going to make both of these 2. Right, fingers crossed, this is it. While I was filming this, some pretty big things happened and I ended up losing track and just being on autopilot, finished my mock-ups and stuff and forgot to film. So, because the point of this video is to show you making alterations, I'm going to show you exactly what I did in miniature. Okay, I think when I last left you, I had extended the inner crotch by 1 inch and brought that all the way along the inside of the leg. And I had extended the outer crotch and just scooped out this side and added it to this side. I was also talking about nipping in this bit just to give it a little bit more shaping over the bum. So I did record all this stuff, but I didn't record doing that stuff. So I will start with that. Basically, what I ended up doing was drawing a fisheye dart here using where I had safety pinned it as a guide. And then I cut it in half. On the bottom section, I put a slit there and closed that dart, opening that up, and then just manually tapered it back in again. And then on the top, I joined the dart to this one, closed that, opened that dart up, and then put the dart fullness into these 2 darts. After I put things together, I realised that I could get exactly the same effect by simply drawing that line like that. So I had done all of that and I could have just done that. So that was an easy one. I then did another try on and we were looking good. I was still getting a little bit of a wedgy situation here. I was getting a little bit of weirdness in the front crotch as well. It was slightly pulling and I was also getting some lines. The other thing that I noticed was I was getting lines going from here, radiating inwards into the inner knee sort of area here. What that told me was that this crotch point was too high. So what I did was I lowered the crotch point like that. Because I'd lowered that, I also needed to add a little bit more down here as well, so we've got the legs the same length. The other thing which I did was I just brought this out a tad here as well, just because my upper hip area sticks out quite suddenly from my waist because I'm very short-waisted. So that was just going to alleviate some little drag lines that I had coming this way. With that, that was the back basically done, other than I just moved my darts over by a little bit because I found that this dart here was too far to the side. So I just brought those in. With the front, I ended up doing a bit of back and forth. So I made the same adjustment to the side here where I just brought it out a little bit to accommodate my upper hip area. I also felt that the thigh area here was a little bit too tight. So what I did was I drew a line going straight down here, cut that, cut that, and then just closed that dart over like that. I need to get my tape, I forgot to grab it. We have tape, so close that. I am also going to cut this out so I can use this paper to fill that gap in. So to fix this, I measured these bits so that I could work out exactly how long this should be. So, no, we're going from the centre. I forgot. My brain is so muddled, I apologise. So we go from the centre here, and then we know that this measurement is 1 inch, and we know that this measurement is supposed to be, right, we do need to infill that. Right, that measurement is supposed to be to there. Right, so we are back to having a regular front piece, just with that fullness closed and then a little bit more added to the thigh area. So the other adjustment that I needed to make was I was getting some weird fabric bagginess going on in this area here. So what I did was I added a dart here with the amount of fullness that was being weird. At this point as well, I also worked out where it would need to be for shorts. So I cut that out. So we'll keep this bit safe. And then I cut this in half. I then cut into my little dart, making sure not to go all the way to there, so I've got like a little hinge. Cut that, and then I closed this dart over. I then joined these two pieces back together, although you can see that there is a problem. In this case, purely because these little pieces of paper are so fiddly, I am going to draw out the shape that I have onto a new piece of paper. And then I do have a bit of fullness here. So what I did was I evened out this shape here, and then I took away this fullness from the inner crotch area here. Then to make them into trousers again, I just added the bottom bit back on. Now with all this mess here, I will show you what that looks like on the actual pattern. Okay, so this is my shorts front pattern. You can see here where I've closed the dart there, opening it up here, and then closed this bit here and rejigged this. This is that little gap that opened up. You can also see from here that because I closed this bit here, this angle has changed as well from the original pattern. This is my back. You can see here where I've moved the darts over from their original place. I have also curved this round so that when I actually cut this out and make it properly, this bit ends up getting pulled up like that, and then we have a nice straight line at the bottom here. I will now show you what this actually looks like as some shorts. Okay, these are the shorts. Are they perfect? No. I could fiddle around with these things for weeks and weeks and weeks trying to get every single little thing, but I've not got time for that. I am pretty happy with how these are fitting. They're comfortable. I do still get some little creases here and there, but that's just down to my body shape and the fact that I am a human being who is moving around. I'm always going to have a little bit of weirdness here because I have hip dips. The only way I could really get rid of that is if I made them conform to the dippy area, and then I'd be able to get them really smooth. But that's not the style of short I want to go for. As you can see, we've got a reasonably good straight line going, and in the back we've not got loads of weird pulling and wrinkling and stuff. Like, I'm not getting a wedgie, which is always good. The waist is in the correct place and the darts look nice. So there's one thing that will always bug me, and that is wrinkles round here when I move. But there's not a lot I can do about that because I have a body that moves, and that's just going to happen. One thing that I am pleased with though, because I have got the fit in this general area reasonably good, when I walk, they don't ride up. That's the thing. I mean, they inevitably go up a little tiny bit, but not anything like the shorts that I buy from a shop where they end up like that after walking in them for like a minute. These ones, they're staying put. So yeah, I am happy. Okay, so my fringe is sticking to my face. But anyway, now that I have this shorts pattern, I can make any shorts I want, which is a good feeling. Trousers too, all I need to do is use the full pattern with the rest of the leg on, and I can make any pair of pants I want and they will fit me. So with that in mind, I have got myself some lovely green fabric and I am going to make some good, well-fitting shorts. Whew. Not doing makeup because it is legitimately a billion degrees and I think I would melt. But I'm really, really pleased. I think this project has gone really well. I now have a good block pattern for pants and shorts that I can use for any design, which is awesome. I'm also really happy with the fit of these shorts that I've made. Only little thing is I'm not 100% sure on the little pleat that I did down the front. But other than that, I'm really pleased. They fit me really, really well. So a success. I think the next step is going to be to redo that same process with my bodice block, because the one that I've got, it's not 100% there. It's a little bit tight in some areas and a little bit loose in some other areas. So yeah, that'll be another project for another time to redo the bodice block. This is really fun though, because I've got so many ideas for various styles of like trousers and shorts and stuff that I would love to try and make, and I can do it now. It's awesome. I do hope that you've also found this video helpful in some way. Often when you are more curvy, it can be difficult to fit shorts and pants and stuff, so I do hope I was able to help in some way with that. If you did find this video helpful, then doing all the usual YouTubey things will be very much appreciated. Like, comment, share. You can also support me on my Ko-fi page. Everything goes directly back into this channel, buying fabrics and thread and all that kind of stuff. I'd like to end on a slightly different note to how I would usually end a video, and that is to give a shout out. And that shout out is to the emergency services in Merseyside, who over the past few days have done such amazing work in extremely difficult circumstances. In particular, the Northwest Air Ambulance. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with them in any way. I just think they did such amazing work on Monday, and they deserve our gratitude. I have left a link to them in the description. I'm also going to leave a link to Alder Hospital in there. Check it out, have a look at what they do. Thank you very much for watching. Always remember, choose love, not hate, and I will see you next time. Bye!